from a Dearborn Square in Kankakee, Illinois, it's the news at noon. With your hosts Caleb Benoit and Mike Fry, and the rest of the Daily Journal newsroom crew. This is the news at noon.
It is high noon on August 5, 2010, and the Thursday edition of the Daily Journal is upon the streets. Mike Fry here with Caleb Benoit. Caleb, the annual Kankakee County Fair began yesterday, continues today. In fact, it continues through Sunday. You know what group of people really like that fair?
People who live in Kankakee County.
Well, them, but also
okay.
kids. Kids love the fair. They don't worry about the state budget cuts, you know, the prediction that the county fairs are going to die away one of these. They just don't care about any of that. They just love the fair and the atmosphere that surrounds it. And Dennis Yonke caught up with two 12-year-old boys are showing livestock out there, and they love the fair. Yeah,
it's interesting, Mike. The state has cut its funding for the fairs, but yet a lot of the activities out there go on as they usually have. A lot of those are like the livestock competition. So check out Dennis's story and photos on the front page of today's paper. Mike, also in the paper today is the column that Dennis writes. It runs every Thursday. Mike, he writes about a local doctor who kind of marches to the beat of his own drum. And you can appreciate somebody like that, right? Yes, he describes him as a maverick, and I agree. Dr. Robert Chavez, what he does, he doesn't wear those latex gloves when he does his work. Okay. Okay, he's different than other people. He's a dentist orthodontist. And I admire that in a person. Let me tell you something, news at nooners. Be who you are. Be yourself, okay? Don't fall into this trap where you got to adhere to this cookie-cutter society and walk like everybody else and talk like everybody else and dress like everybody else and do like everybody else. Be yourself. That's good advice, Mike. Check out Dennis's column on page A2 today. In the meantime, let's check in with Tyler Yonke. He's our weatherman, and he has the forecast. Tyler, take it away.
Hey, how's it going? This is Tyler Yonke with your precipitation-free Accuweather forecast for Thursday. Today we'll have a high of 87 and a low of 62, mostly sunny skies. Tomorrow a high of 84 and a low of 60, again mostly sunny and less humid than typical. And Saturday a high of 87 and a low of 64, partly sunny and warm. This has been Tyler Yonke. Let's kick it back to the guys in the newsroom.
Mike, we are back. It is Thursday. That means it is time for another installment of Mike's Mailbag. Mike, today's question comes from Tom in Mantino. And our News at Nooners know that you are a history buff. This one is going to test your history knowledge. Okay. Are you ready for this? Sure. Tom would like to know, he said he was coming back to Kankakee on Route 102, which feeds into West Kankakee there. He said right outside of Wilmington, he came across a sign that says Indian boundary line. He wants to know what that's all about. Was that an Indian reservation, some kind of historical marker? What's that all about? I must admit, I didn't know that off the top of my head. I had to do some internet research, but I have to go to my cheat sheet, but I got something here. Tom, what I'll do is I'll summarize what it's about, and then I'll tell you where you can find more information. Okay. Back in the early 1800s, traders sought a travel route between Chicago and the Illinois River and Ottawa, you know, a waterway that they could sell their furs and all, But the place they eyed was Indian territory. So then in 1816, the U.S. entered a treaty with the Ottawa, Chippewa, and Potawatomi tribes to cede a 20-mile tract so white men could travel safely, you know, between Chicago and the Illinois River and Ottawa. All right. The southern of the two boundary lines of this tract begins at the mouth of the Calumet River and goes straight southwest to the Kankakee River and to that spot in Wilmington that Tom refers to. So that's why that sign is there. Interesting. Tom, if you want to know more, the boundary line also goes to the city of Bolingbrook. Okay. And they have something about it on their website, www.bolingbrook.com. So go there to learn more. And thanks for asking that intriguing question. Mike, you could be like a history teacher, or maybe a tutor. Have you ever thought about that? I thought about it, but I thought there was no money in it, so I chose this instead. And there's no money in this. Well, it's a labor of love, Caleb. Tune in next week for another edition of Mike's Mailbag. In the meantime, pick up today's edition of the Daily Journal on newsstands or subscribe by calling us at 815-937-3322. Till tomorrow, you stay classy.
This is a good one?
It's interesting. It's not a humorous one. It's probably the most intriguing one we've received so far, perhaps. You like what I do description for people who watch the News at Nooners?
I was going to make a comment about that.
Yeah, News at Nooners. I like that.
You should have like a once a week where you rank your top 5 songs from a band.
All right. That could be a
good idea.
Yeah.